Good afternoon, YouTube. How's everybody doing out there? Oh, it's a nice day. It's clear and sunny and no fog. Yeah, just a nice day. Things are starting to dry up just a little bit, which is good. I'm headed to work, which I don't want to. Stuff around home I can do, and kind of like to stay home and do it. It's a nice day. But anyway, gotta go. So, yeah. I did a little research and found the video that got removed, and I appealed it, and they rejected my appeal, so it's no longer available. But I watched what they had an objection to, and there really wasn't anything to have an objection to. It's, just a matter of me not towing the party line, so to speak. So for anybody that is curious about that, oh man, it's a crazy world we live in. I mean, there's always been issues, there's always been crime, there's always been corruption, but man, it's all of it, everything is just so much worse. The whole mess down there on the border, the whole thing, just, I don't understand. I know there are people that are like, well, we gotta help those people, they're just looking for a better life. And I agree that some are, but there's a proper way to do it. I watched a video a guy put out. Now, when I say I watched a video, it doesn't mean I think that person is absolutely correct on everything they say or do or show or whatever. It just means I watched it, and I found it interesting, and so I wanted to share my thoughts on it, which there's not a lot of you out there that really care about my thoughts, but that's okay. I'm going to share them anyway. There's two videos on the border. One video, this guy was showing that he had laid out on the ground there passports, identifications from other countries, and even cash. Now, what he was saying was that, and all of this was found just across the border before they cross into the United States. And he was saying is what these people do is, before they cross the money, they ditch all of their identification and money and everything, so that when they get on our side, they can get help. If they don't have identification, it's harder for the officials to find out who they are. I found that pretty interesting. And he had passports and identifications from all over the world. India, Pakistan. These just aren't Mexican and Central Americans looking for a better way of life. And this other one, and the whole thing at Eagle Pass is kind of a joke. First of all, it's not as big a deal as they're making it out to be, okay? This is a public park, it's a state-owned park, and of course, this part's true. They've strung razor wire up along the banks of the Rio Grande on this park. And said was that the Border Patrol agents, as a representative of the federal government, have the right to go in there and cut that razor wire. They can't remove it, but they can cut it. They just cut it, make a hole in it, let people in. Well, now this video I watched, this guy, and there's only one guy that I've seen do a video like this. So he goes through down there. Okay, let me back up a second here though. The state of Texas can put the razor wire right back up. Border Patrol comes in, cuts it, lets them illegal immigrants in, leave. State of Texas go right back and put razor wire right back in there. Border Patrol come back and cut it again. I mean, it's just a game. But anyway, so now this other video. This guy lives in Texas, and I don't know, not far from Eagle Pass, which is a city in Texas. But anyway, he goes down and he shoots a video from his truck of Eagle Pass and the razor wire and everything they're doing there, and all the armed guards there and all that. Then he drives down the road along the completed border wall. This park they're talking about is between two bridges, and he drives on to where they've got the wall built. He drives along, and he claims, now this is all what he claims, so take it how you want, but that he goes a half a mile from where the issue is. Everybody's throwing a big fit, and there's a gate, and that gate is standing wide open. There's an established road through the gate, and the gate's standing wide open, and there's no one there in the video watching the gate. And then he goes on probably another half mile, there's another gate, same thing. And within a mile of this, there is two gates standing wide open, and everybody's focused down in this little park. So I don't know. He's saying, hey, look, we're all being played, and we very well could be. And the thing is, Texas may not be able to do anything because it may be federal land where those gates are. So that may be the issue why they're not putting their National Guard there. I don't know. But if this video is true, then it kind of blows up all of the narrative, And I don't know, take it for what you will. And I saw a little, I don't know how many of y'all are aware of or watch Wrangler Star. I'm not a big fan, but every once in a while he has some interesting stuff. And he had a short that I watched. Now he's claiming, he's calling up the Navy. He's on his cell phone and he calls. He's talking to a representative of the Navy, probably just some low-rank telephone answer person. And he asked, is it true, just trying to verify that the Navy is now accepting people without a GED or high school diploma. And the guy, it caught him off guard a little bit. You can go watch the short. It's Wrangler Star. But the guy says, he stumbles for just a little bit, not very long, then he finally says, just comes right out and says yes. And then Wrangler Star's response is, oh, so that means that we're preparing for war. And the guy's caught off guard again, and you're like, well, I don't know. You may be informing me of something. So anyway, and that's kind of how it's left. And Wrangler Star is like, you know, the Navy's preparing for war. So, which I would think the Navy's always preparing for war. I mean, that's kind of their job, to be ready to go to war. But, you know, there's still an awful lot of chatter on everywhere about the draft and how women will be drafted this time, which in a way would be kind of funny. I mean, war's not funny, but just, you know. So we'll wait and see how that all shakes out. I personally would prefer not to have any war. It just, you know, when I was younger, it was kind of an interesting thing. But I don't know, I guess as I've gotten life experience and, you know, a lifetime of experiences to filter all the information through, and yeah, I don't want war. I don't want anything to do with it. And I don't think anybody in their right mind would. And, you know, I certainly don't want my 18-year-old son going to war. You know. But anyway, hopefully it doesn't come to that. I'm more worried about, you know, like how the media is playing this, and a lot of other people too, playing this stuff down in Texas, especially what's going on at Eagle Pass. You know, it's getting pretty divisive. But I'm also seeing some positive things. Like, you know, there's people out there pointing out, like the gates. Like, hey, look, you know, they're making a big deal out of that, but they're leaving these gates wide open. And, you know, so, and I think people, the pain of the economy and the fact that we're seeing people from all over the world cross that southern border, and just the sheer number of people coming over, I have a hard time believing that there's a lot of people in our country that's anti-immigration. I'm certainly not. You know, people are welcome. But you got to come over and assimilate. You can't come over, because if you come over here and you try to force your ideas and beliefs on us, then you're not immigrating to better yourself, and that would be, I don't know, the word that pops into my mind is invasion. But, you know, so, and for all of you people, and there's a lot of them out there, and I don't know if they're the ones that listen to or watch my videos or not, this channel, but I can hear people, well, you know, this is what we did to the Indians, and you're not wrong. We did it. We did some horrific stuff. They did some horrific stuff, and that's the way the world has worked. And they tried to stop us, you know, from doing it, just like we should be trying to stop these people. So, you know, this is the way the world works. You know, people have always tried to expand their territory, so to speak, and people have always tried to defend that. So I don't know why it's so divisive. You know, it's just study your history. Anyway, I'm where I belong now, so we'll catch you all later, and let's look out for each other. Let's help each other when we can, and don't forget to pray.